The Terrain Properties panel contains mesh properties for XZ spacing, Y spacing, and Y scale. These three properties determine the spatial size of the terrain mesh in the editor viewport world. The XZ spacing value determines the X and Z axis vertex spacing and therefore the width and length of the terrain mesh. The Y spacing value determines the Y-axis vertex spacing and therefore the height of the terrain mesh. TerreSculptor uses the OpenGL Y-up axis 3D world system. The Y-scale value determines how the height map total elevation range is scaled on the Y-axis. This is the ratio of the height map height range versus the mesh height range. A set of spacing and scale values of 256, 256, 256 result in a cubic 256 by 256 height map in the editor 3D world. The load original settings reloads the current values from the application settings. The save settings will save the current settings as the defaults when the software is started. The reset to default settings will set the three XYZ properties to the software defaults. When using TerreSculptor in a workflow with other software, the XZ spacing, Y spacing, and Y scale properties are typically set to duplicate the target software's 3D world. The Settings Units tab contains settings for choosing from a few default game engines. When developing assets in a 3D modeler or 3D video game workflow, the height map is typically always normalized, and the terrain mesh properties are used to adjust the visual appearance of the terrain mesh for width, length, and height. The terrain statistics grid must always be refreshed to display the most current terrain information.